Hello, hello, how are you? I hope you're having a good time. Whatever timeline you are in this afternoon or in the night, maybe you are having a good morning or a good time out there in ultra space, somewhere that is timeless. Today is the 29th of October of 2025. Very important meetings going in Asia with President Trump. President of the United States of America represents not only United States but the free world. And South America is also the free world, and it also has a relationship with China. Africa is a world of their own that I would love to go. And Russia's there. Russia is putting itself in a front line of war and sacrificing its people as the Ukrainians. We should bring a good meaning for the next 3,000 years to never have a war. And if there is a war, that's atmospheric, because we are trying to regulate our lives with nature. Look at the people in Jamaica. Or the people that have these natural catastrophes. So it's very important meeting that's gonna be encounter with President Xi Jinping, and for the benefit of the world and humanity. When I say I'm a globalist, it's not to dominate anyone unless it's throughout love, in a very possessive and jealous way, because it is your work and you wish to give it away. So everyone has a piece of their work that we wish to give, and we also desire to receive. So I think it's clear that we take care of what's ours, and to some degree we have a part where we're sharing without judging so much, trying to adjust with our own. So they are working on another level that's untouchable from any society, because they are heads of their country and their allies, their closest allies, who signify more or less the same. And eventually we're going to move into both worlds, understanding what is freedom of expression with respect as we evolve, and to have a common sense overall without having to judge communism or without having to judge socialism or without having to judge yourselves with so much critic or capitalism. What is being the feeling of a kingdom, if it's been felt throughout spirituality or something that represents part of who you are as a family, or the family you never had, or a state. So I'm going to read some words from 𝚾𝙤𝙨𝙞𝙤 from the Book of Nothing, in the Zen understanding of mind and consciousness. It's said by Osho. So he says from the page 176, and Christianity has remained continuously in a deep turmoil, because how to make arrangement with both the devil and God? It is really a problem. In the first place, how does the devil come in? If you say God created him, then the responsibility goes to God himself. And what will happen in the end? Who is going to win? If you say God is going to win finally, then why this world nonsense on the way, on the road? If God is going to win finally, why not now? We love to go around all these stories, so and if you say there can be no final winning, victory, the conflict will continue. Then the devil becomes as powerful as God, and who knows, he might win in the end. And if he wins, then what will happen to all of your saints? Then sinners will be happy, and saints will be thrown into hell. But the whole thing arises because of the dual mind, which is also schizophrenic. When you have a family, when you have a nation, to bring a good welfare for the people, the understanding that some of us are in grief, some of us are in a space of understanding what happened and wanting to bring the best out of us, which is a long-term exercise. So here 𝚾𝙤𝙨𝙞𝙤 says, with a single stroke we are freed from bondage. Nothing clings to us, and we hold to nothing. All is empty, clear, self-illuminating, with no extension of the mind's power. Here thought, feeling, knowledge, and imagination are of no value. Farther below, Osho talks on Gurdjieff, saying Gurdjieff used to say to his disciples, find out your chief characteristic. It is good. Find out what is your chief characteristic. Fear, hate, love, greed, sex. What is your chief characteristic? Just watch and see, and work on that chief characteristic, and try to see the opposites together. If it is love, then see love and hate together. But love would be fear, the absence of love, because hate carries love as well. It does not necessarily mean it's the best love. The worst trauma is abandonment and neglect. And that fear of connection. So that would be love and fear, I say. The fear to trust. But how would you trust when you give time? Where you can give spaces throughout 15 years, throughout 30 years. So it creates a benefit of zigzagging, where it doesn't have to be continuously there, but is approaching to create results through working together back and forth. And this share for the benefit of the world is going to make us advance very fast in a multiplying force, because there is no human being in this world that doesn't want to bring a better, without having to work like slaves. It will be beautiful for me to see the tech world map, and I believe the best people from all the parts of the world can achieve this goal of celebration and positivity, to move forward intensely as we are stepping forward, to see that maybe one day you want Taiwan, one day you want Ukraine, but in a few decades those problems won't be, it won't be a problem. When you see the world and everything you can do from an universal share, a percentage, not all of your coin. You need the brick, you need the people that share through their systems of beliefs, so there is no tyranny, is always on check. We need to bring this map where we can work together to find out even better ways from more talented people that do exist, that can bring to argument the solution of this problem, how it could be even better to tackle and see the money of the government, so there's no corruption, technologically speaking, where anyone can detect the money flow from each ministry. And it is good for the people to trust in their highest sources. Forgiveness is something not everyone has, because we are afraid that it's going to happen again. So imagine throughout hundreds of years of evolution, where people work because they love to be in touch with the earth. They just work out of love because they love to be in touch with humanity, to not lose those skills. To not lose yourself without dancing, so you still are aware, or even more, of how you move to feel. So this is administration that happened from the top leaders of the world, and your highest score to let go and trust your body to let you dance, because the body knows itself, and maybe more if you let it dance by the joy itself. So you will have a society that is learning to express from freedom of expression, and when the people can see the money, they will trust there is no more corruption. The people are not fighting against another party to win. All that will be the stories of yesterday, because people will be talking about bringing solutions. And explaining what happens when you are born in an environment that is full of love, and yet at the moments of tragedy you are together. You stand together to bring a space of healing and transformation. Of course, if Israel continues bombing, they should have a nuclear bomb in Israel to finish. But this is a sickness that has happened for a long time. The sickness of wars. And men still carry a lot of traumas from wars for not hundreds of years or centuries, like for a long, long time. In therapy groups, what men have is so raw inside, because they're not used to express themselves or to just allow a space to see that all wound and way of relating. So to attack another person is to defend yourself. We cannot be relating like this. So there is an art of expression, and you will give another chance for another person from the distance to do it better. But the people also need to know what's going on, and we need to know how are the peace deals and the clauses. We need people from Africa, from the Middle East, from Russia, to South America, to North and Europe, and Australia and the Oceanic Islands, to know of these clauses for the tech world map that we share. And I can promise you that the people of Taiwan will love you, and the people of Ukraine will love you, to have let them be in peace and let their lands be united as they used to be. Remember that as for Mexico, that there was a lot of people before you there, not just the natives from that land. There were emperors, there were people who brought education, buildings, people from all sides. So it is too arrogant to ask for someone or another country because of the history to ask them to be sorry for what they did. Because first, you must look at everything you have right now. And this goes to the communist parties and socialist parties from South America as well. Look at everything that you have right now that's on your care. There are good stories and bad stories from the past. You can call them colonists, you can call them the empire, you can call them however you want, as if something so bad, just to put your people together. But imagine that we can create different narratives where you are respected as you respect others for everything you have. And it will be beautiful to see Trump do such a negotiation where there is no form of attacks towards Venezuela. And we can move with the green energy as well. With the acceptance of those who want to drill. See, something better. We can travel through lighter ways. Because your investments are for you as well. I love to share my virtual reality finding. I would love to see the world together so each country can have the investment to support the national libraries so they gather the character traits from their books of history and fiction. This can only happen when all these wars stop. So Donald Trump has put many people together. This is thanks to the American people. But people that have been in war are happy to see Donald Trump bring peace. So say thank you that one day you were in the jungle. Say thank you that all these people came, brought their goodness, and they're still wishing to share the goodness of whom you are, whom you were, and through creativity to be able to move. But when we demand, and this is in therapy groups, and politics also have to deal with a new format of healing because of the traumas of the past. So every form of demand, it breaks the frequency to come closer. So just to be there is already good enough. That movement is stronger than any word, just to be present. I know Xi Jinping wishes for his people and the power of China to be honored, and for United States and Mr. Donald Trump to acknowledge the relationships from around the world. That while he is alive, he can see everyone come together without the need of domination. Well, congratulations to the President of Argentina. Love Argentina. My mother is from Argentina, and I grew up around Argentinians that were Jews. I am very proud of the people of Argentina. I would just wish the best for Argentinians, from left and right as well. And if it's possible for the leaders of around the world to agree to stay for 15 years, so we can organize and just work together for what is the technological world map, respecting the power of each nation for its own, that is within their own boundaries and their technological information, where they can only organize it by their own. Yes, we can have an international form of communicating. If you really study how the cookies are moving, you will say, I would belong to X and I have all my systems with X, and if X makes a telephone, I will be only in X. I don't want my systems to mix with other systems that, for example, have been forgiven for doing pedophilia with Meta, also because they have stolen my part. So I am also on a, it's not a war. What can I fight? Should I be nice and say, yeah? No, because I don't want that to happen again. I don't want to be another day without my money, from all my work. That's for my children and my mother and my human rights to love my family. That's my husband, which I should divorce, and that costs money to divorce. And it's a form of loving to divorce as well, which I would love to divorce. Is a good value to divorce. We can forgive and allow the person to be happy with another one, or alone, or however it wants. As one loves to also move forward, whatever is alone, or but at the same time share our children. So that is important that we have left, is our children will always be appreciated for being part of a family as I am. So that's how time is moving us into different stories. Why I'm going to judge my husband for what happened in his family 500 years ago, 300 years ago, 200 years ago with my family? Because the present is totally different. When you're totally in the present. So for the people that are having problems with the tariffs, all this should pass. Instead of putting your people to work as slaves to produce for a very little money, it's very difficult to make this stage from one generation to another. Would bring more value to your people. Your people can teach. And what matters is the production. Why are the markets investing in artificial intelligence? Are really people spending their money on artificial intelligence? they are marketing as if it's the latest thing that everybody would love to have. And of course, many people are going to be learning how to use it, but you need to understand what information you want to work with the algorithms. So those who know other forms of working to help other nations who perhaps are far away from understanding why all these tariffs are happening, how can we just move to this universal coin that benefits all of us equally? It's a lot of changes that are being too abrupted by force, and for so many that are suffering. So there's a point to it. And when people are negotiating with the Chinese, it doesn't mean they're spies. Or when they are talking, strong industry in China. So all these judgments against the Communist Party of China, Russia, Venezuelan extreme socialist, all these judgments that you make with your people, there's no need to. So shake hands and bow to one another. Bow. You are a reflection. You are a master saying to the other master, I recognize you. Like never before. Bow for the next 3,000 years and 5,000 years that these pillars are going to multiply the profits. So you make space stations. And I remember, for the good, the bad, and all your supporters who wish peace as well, who would love to do a mansion into a village and see a village multiply by the industry looking at it. Where can they help? Where can they send a few of them and a few artists that want their mansion into a village? There is a lot of casting like in a movie. Instead of having all these selfies and all these, people will be able to create something that is perhaps beautiful and want to create with a longer term a more beautiful place than just for profit. They would love to live by the arts. I would love to share my finding, and I would love you to appreciate one another and take this mediation slowly, like it's a lover. Don't become a rapist and want to do things fast by force. Slowly, slowly, be romantic. Be ritualistic in a spiritual sense. Free your people from this torment of being threats with wars, or watching our brothers and sisters suffer. I asked my daughter to not talk with me until the war is over. I feel like I am already dead from so much giving. I am like so lucky to not be in the war field. So we should die and think that it's worth it to be alive again. I do not want to leave my mother alone when she's going. Why would you do that again? So you would want to say, we can build a new page. We can build a new page. Allow your people to talk about it. Allow your influencers to find the most talented people. Allow them to filter out the best ideas, as I have mine. It does not have to be through a war of hackers or having to mediate in 1,000 million ways with so many problems against you. People can be just found the same way I was dealt with. But only a person that understands what it is, it can deal with it. So, just feel all your ancestors behind you. Feel that beauty of being yourself, no matter what happened or what is to happen. There are many people holding hands for the best outcome. Remember, for those who come next, you want to give them the power. That's what I would wish if I was the leader. I wouldn't like to be pushed away. I would love to give the power in the most honorable manner. But I did all the deals for you to continue. That's the best form of forgiveness. To say thank you, to receive these lessons. It is true that the master has to kill the disciple, unless the disciple kills the master to continue. Because the disciple is to feel devoted. Citizens must admire authority, love it and fear it. So yes, it's better to make a good job in a few years. In a couple of years, that's all complete. That's what I see when I see Trump. The bad will brush away, of course, because the future needs to move on respectfully and joyfully. So the world is watching and wishing the best. The communist countries can learn what is freedom of expression when they share their influencers, their best. So at the same time, we're learning to purify ourselves without having to judge the other so much. Trusting is working. We're filtering throughout the system to remove every possible pedophile and murderer, office, system of beliefs. Those are character traits of the past. You can go and play those on virtual reality, in your sports, in your meditations, burn it through your prayers. Well, it was beautiful to see the king with the Pope, the King Charles, that's in my mind all the time. Well, I wish to have my home with my family without neighbors. Those are my own problems, my problems with my relationship with the outside. Don't want to be posting all the time and creating content all the time. I would like to know how the people are. If there is bird sounds around me, to wake up with shouts from the next room, because they talk very loud. They're going through problems, so I feel I'm in the wrong place. If you're doing what you love because it is about you, that you love what you do because you know you're the best person to do what you're doing, and you know what works better, the people will see it in the future. The people will believe in the people and the movement of the people as well. All this has happened thanks to the people who has voted for Trump. We're seeing the worst and the best, but we must not mix things. We must treat things as a part that is healing and being cleaned away. And that's what you do every day. You take care of your system every day. So misunderstandings don't run like ghosts. People need to report what is the truth, what they need, or if somebody is doing something wrong. That's very important to live longer in your body as well. If your body is aware of what is what. So you will try to always to do it better. I wish everyone the best. I wish this is done. Thank you. Bye. Peace.